Morning, YouTube. What would you do if you owned a home and you're a little bit older, your retirement age, widowed, divorced, kids are grown, you're by yourself basically in the home that you own, and you got chickens, and you get your little eggs every day, and you love your chickens. They're basically your family now. In the community you live in, the officials of the community decide that they want to build a park in your property. So they begin doing things like not fixing a broken culvert so that your property floods every time it rains. Your chickens get poisoned and put to death. You're just harassed continually. Now you have the mayor of the town trying to support you and help you, but everybody else on the council boards, they're just hitting you left and right. What would you do? Well, one man in particular, a couple days ago, decided to blow himself and his house up. He killed himself. What if you invited some friends over for dinner and you decided to go down to your garden in your backyard and pick some tomatoes and slice them up and serve them to your friends that you had invited over for this private dinner party? And what if at the same time there was an FDA member down at your farm and he was inspecting your produce that was about to be sent off to go on the shelves? And he looks up and he notices that you're having a little picnic. So he wanders up there and he realizes that the tomato that you sliced was not one that had gone through his process of approval, because again, you just picked this out of your garden, you're not selling it, you're just serving it to yourself and your friends. And so this FDA official then decides to remove all the food from your home in your refrigerator, meats, vegetables, everything. And he forces you to throw it into trash barrels and then put bleach water on it to make sure that all of your food is ruined as your punishment, basically, for not buying a store-bought tomato. What if Homeland Security showed up at your door and came into your home and seized your hair straighteners because they could be dangerous and there was nothing else for them to find? What if you knew that your democratic election process was rigged? What would you do if you knew that all the chicken that you buy has been fed chicken feed with arsenic in it? We all know that arsenic's a big poison. What would you do if you knew that they were forcing food down the throat of your child that was genetically modified, that contained arsenic, contained pink slime, you name it, whatever. Bunch of fake food, basically. And they charged you for it. They charged you for the food that they fed your child that was going to cause that child Alzheimer's disease, ADHD, what's that one all the kids get nowadays? Like Rain Man, autistic. What if cancer in children became so normal and accepted that Barbie dolls, Mattel, started issuing a cancer Barbie? Now, let me be careful here that you understand my question on that. These poor children having to deal with a disease that once was reserved for people our age, it's normal for them to have cancer, diabetes, autism. They're medicated up because of all these drugs that they have to be given for the diseases that they have picked up. Don't you find it strange that when we were kids, we had to fear the chicken pox, and nowadays kids have to fear mental disorders and cancers to a point that there's a need to help satisfy and lessen the hurt enough that one of our major toy producers is now creating a toy specifically designed for these poor kids. My question to you is not Mattel's creation of the cancer bar. It's not, is there a need for the child to have a toy that they can relate to make them feel normal? My question is, why is it acceptable that we have a government situation where you have a monster genetic bioengineering company creating fake food, killing our environment, and causing cancers and all kinds of disorders in our children? And the same food has now been declared. When you go to Walmart to go shopping in the grocery aisle, they are no longer required to tell you if that cucumber you're buying or that stalk of corn you're buying is genetically modified, is organic, any of that. Now, a lot of people out there just won't care. They won't know. They don't think it's bad. They think if the government approves it, if it's sitting in Walmart, it's good for me. What if you're wrong? What if when you act like you're God, God retaliates? What if you had more than 7 days worth of food and the government called you a terrorist, even though you were a military parent, daughter, sister? What if you were being led by a government who has an unqualified president due to birth certificate issues and so forth, who has broken the Constitution, who has defecated all over the face of your Congress? What if you had bank cartels that every time they blew their money, um, your tax dollars went to bail them out, while your local business owner down the street just had to file bankruptcy? Nobody bailed him out. What if it was against the law for you to grow your own garden? What if you were forced by law to have your child immunized, knowing that that immunization had chemicals and poisons in it that were going to alter your child's ability to develop properly? What if gas was $4 a gallon? What if food prices had jumped 20% in the last year? What if you could no longer afford to feed your family and you're not allowed to grow a garden? What if? Oh, it's not a what if. It's not a when. It's a here and now, and it's a fact.